Hiya everyone! That is only possible because there's not much in there. Now, this video is about 3 days in my life. So let's get straight into it. So today is May the 3rd and it's freezing cold. We're probably like nearly 3 weeks behind in the growing season now because it's been so blinking cold. We've had frosts of a night time. It's been a complete nightmare, it really has. It's made my life really hard, this cold weather. Anyway, it's 10 o'clock in the morning and we're about to plant our seed potatoes, which I saved from last year. These are all nicely chitted now. So, let's get planting. I've just been called in. I've been summoned in for a cup of tea. So that's very welcomed. Now, what I normally do during tea breaks, I will go onto YouTube and I'll answer some of your comments. And also, this is the time where I get to watch some of your videos as well. But it's a busy life, so I can't watch every video, and otherwise I'd never get my garden done. So here we are in my office chair. That's a good cup, that's special brew. And I'm answering comments now on YouTube. Just wanted to thank Terry for the information about the bees. I will be planting rosemary now. I'm going to be taking rosemary cuttings to help for the bee food. So thanks for that info. Yeah, so our last video went out on Saturday, which was about the caravan rental. And now I've got the comments coming through slowly to answer. The videos seem to work. I have 4 bookings already through the video, so that's good news. Now that's the tea break rudely come to an abrupt because I've just checked the rain radar map and we've got rain coming in very soon. So let's get out there and get these potatoes covered. We've not had hardly any rain at all in April. No April showers, totally disappeared. So let's get all these potatoes covered up and ready for the rain. Yeah, the rain's going to come in very soon because the wind's picking up and it's getting darker over there. We've finished just in time. Now, let's have a little chat about potatoes. So I sort of save my own potatoes, and when I've run out of me potatoes that I've saved, I do go to the shops and I look for discounted potatoes in their bags that are sprouting and all that, and you can pick them up for like 10 pence, 20 pence a go for a whole bag in our local shop near us. And there's always these potatoes in there. So that's where I'll be getting more potatoes. So we've got 2 long rows there. In a perfect world I need another 2 more long rows. By doing this, what I do, it seems to work perfectly well. I get masses of potatoes every year, and I know a lot of people might say, well, you're doing it wrong, but it works for me. Now, what else was there? I think that's it. Now, small holding for me doesn't mean you just sort of raise a few animals in the garden and you grow your own veg, plant your own potatoes. It means that you have to be frugal in life, very frugal. And I don't live in a throwaway society like a lot of the other people. And our Actifry, sadly made out of plastic, the handle snapped off. So my next job is to try and fix this handle back on, and I'm thinking of riveting it on with rivets. So as the rain's coming, this is my next job. You win some, you lose some. The plastic is so brittle that it's just breaking away. Every time I try and repair it, it's just breaking up. So it's safe to say that is completely knackered. I'm going to have to buy myself a new one. No, I'm not going to give up that easy. I was thinking about it, right? I've got this old pan here, a very old pan. It's been sitting in the corner for ages, and really it needs throwing in the bin. But before it gets thrown in the bin, taking the handles off. Yay! And I've got this bit of metal here, then I'm going to fashion that to bolt on to there, so we've got the new handle on the plate. So first of all, I've got to cut a bit off because it doesn't fit, it's a bit too long. So there we go, one handle fitted. After a few colourful swear words, a metal splinter in the finger and a very soft hammer blow to the thumb. But we're done. It lives another day. Now Vicky collected in the morning eggs, and it's now my turn to collect the afternoon eggs. So let's get out there and have a look, see what we've got made. It's a bit windy. Oh, have an egg here. Now that was a turkey egg. They're not very good mums, turkeys. They lay their eggs anywhere really. Well, my turkeys do. They don't even build proper nests. Useless animals really. Right, let's have a look at the chickens. We've got some broody chickens, so we're going to have to dunk them in water to try and cool their undercarriages down, so we can get them off the brood. He's so annoying. There's one there. I'm running out of hands here because I don't normally have to hold the camera. That's upset them, isn't it? Right, let's have a look at we've got meat birds at the back here, but we still use them for eggs, so we'll have a look at over there. So we probably get, well, I've not really counted to be honest, but we're probably getting about 30 to 40 eggs per day. And obviously we eat some eggs ourselves, but a lot of them goes out onto the honesty stall out at the front. Right, that's it, cup of tea time. And do you know what, I'm knocking off early today. I'm going to knock off early because it's a bank holiday. So that's it, I'm done. I'll see you again tomorrow. Good morning. It's just gone 9 o'clock. Whoa! It's a write-off. Let's get over to the body tunnel. Oh my God. So we've been screaming out for rain because there was no April showers. It's now May the 4th today. This weather is delaying us so badly of getting our veg started. It's just ridiculous, it really is. We're probably about 3 weeks behind now on the growing scene. And there's nothing I can do outside today, not with this high winds. This ain't right, this weather's not right, I'm telling you. It's a struggle for the smallholder. When we get weather like this, it's a bloody nightmare, it really is. Oh, so today's going to be a day spent indoors being productive. So although it's the beginning of May, we are still having to light the fire to keep warm. It is about 15 degrees in the house now, and being an old cottage, it tends to not hold the heat. Now, last night, when I'd finished doing all my work around the smallholding, I watched a bit of YouTube, and there's a channel that I watch called the Homesteading, and oh my God, you want to see his latest video. It's how to train a wild robin. I'd really appreciate it if you pop over to his channel and give him a subscribe to get him up to 1,000 so he can start monetising. But his videos are really funny and entertaining. You need to get along there, please. Give him some support. Now I don't know if you've noticed, but I've got no socks on. So my first job of the day is to darn some holes up in my socks. Now you're probably thinking, oh, that tight git can't even buy himself a pair of socks. But I like to make do and mend. But at this moment in time, we are trying so hard to save for a new car. So literally every pound counts. But don't worry, the children here are not going without anything. If they get holes in the socks, I'll go out and buy them a new pair. I'm just trying to save money on myself, really, at this moment in time, so we can get that electric car that we want, a Nissan Leaf. And do you know, if everyone done sort of make do and mend, and we don't live in like this throwaway society, which is ruining the planet, isn't it, really? You know it's ruining the planet. If we all done make do and mend, and we all tried to fix everything when it broke, we wouldn't be in half the mess we are today. So that's the other reason for doing it as well, because it makes me feel good that I am actually trying my hardest to take care of the planet and not mass consume on a scale that is not needed. There we go, we've just got, my nan taught me how to darn. You've got to, look, you're sort of weaving backwards and forwards, over and over. I'll show you at the end when it's done. See, I've got the intention in life as to never ever work a permanent 9 till 5 job ever again in all my life. I'm going to enjoy my life from now on. And if being frugal, like repairing chip pans and darning up socks and things like that, just make do and mend, if that has to come into the equation, I'm totally happy with that. Totally happy. It is a complete mess out here in the wind. And it's impossible to work in the garden today. So what I've decided to do is it's going to be a baking day. So I'm going to get our Rayburn stove lit, our wood burning cooking stove, and it's going to be a baking and cooking day, and I'm hoping to make some waffles for the kids' breakfasts using eggs from the garden, and I'm going to be making some pate from the turkey's livers that we saved earlier on in the year. They're in the freezer, so I'm going to get them out, defrost them and get cooking. But before I start cooking, I've just knocked myself up a quick vegetable curry with some veg that we've still got in the garden. It's got onion tops in it, got a little bit of spinach, I've got some curly cow in here as well, but sadly we've run out of peas, and I did buy a bag of frozen peas. And there's one thing I love putting in curries, and that's raisins. Now, a quick and easy way to get a stove lit, if you've already got one stove already lit, invest in one of these, a nice coal sort of metal shovel. Take a scoop of that out. Whew. Mind you don't burn the floor or anything. And put that straight into there. And then just put some small bits of wood in there, a bit of bark to help it go. And obviously open all of the vents up for a little bit like that to get it lit. Now when I make waffles, obviously I use plenty of eggs from the garden, but what I do is make like a standard like Yorkshire pudding batter mix, or just like a standard batter mix, and then I add that and a good couple of spoons of sugar in there, and then cook it in my waffle iron on the stove. If you're wondering what's brewing here, this is ginger beer. Comes in at 7% strong. All I've got to do is bottle it up and then put a little bit of sugar in the bottle to give it the fizz. Bam! The locusts are home from school. Watch this. What's the first thing they do? They'll come in and then ask for food. Watch.
Oh my god. Oh, listen. Can I have the offcuts?
There we go. What did I tell you? Can I have the offcuts?
Oh.
Go on then.
Yeah.
There goes the locusts. It's a good job I'm indoors cooking, isn't it? We've got baby leeks in here, which was sort of left over from the garden from last year. These leeks didn't really amount to nothing, so I'm frying them up. I'm going to put the turkey livers in right now. Now, believe it or not, if you add a little bit of jam to this while it's cooking, and then you blend it all up, once it's done it tastes absolutely amazing. Now we've got this homemade jam here, and I'm not 100% sure what jam it is, because Vicky didn't label it up, but we'll give it a taste. I've got a funny feeling it could be fig. That's fig jam. Right, clean spoon, we'll put a dollop of fig jam in there. We'll put 2 dollops in. You notice it's all homemade, homegrown from the garden. Chef's perks. Now we put a big knob of butter in that, and then blitz it up into a fine paste. So you get a nice little dish, spoon it in. The reason why we use like a lot of butter for this is because when you put it in the fridge next, it will set into a nice sort of solid pate. Let's brave the wind. Woo! Here it is. That is what we're after. A sage leaf. Whoa! Far too windy. Give that a little wash. Shake it in case there's bird shit on it or something. So we put that in the fridge and leave it to set overnight, and it will be ready for my lunch tomorrow, because I'll have pate on toast. Now the evening's drawing in and Sophie has cooked me a lovely dinner, and the wind's calmed right down. Hopefully I can get back out in the garden tomorrow. Now I'm going to start editing the first day and today's filming of this video. I'm going to start editing that this evening, and I'm going to treat myself to a nice soak in the bath, and then probably watch a tiny bit of YouTube and then off to bed. Oh, what a difference a day makes. Look at that, it's lovely out there today. So today is going to be spent mainly in the garden, my favourite place really. Now I've got to feed the animals, and then I've got a very unusual job of dunking some chickens. Let's go. we have 4 broody chickens, I do believe, and they're just literally blocking up the nest boxes and they're causing arguments with the other chickens. So what we're going to try and do is dunk these chickens in water, and it's supposedly that I've seen like on YouTube videos that it cools their undercarriage down and it gets them off the brood. So let's give this a go. This one don't seem to mind it. It's enjoying the bath. I will build new nest boxes. That's going to be a priority now. That wasn't very nice doing that, to be honest. To be honest, I'm bloody well fed up of cuffing my nose and look like I've got snails crawling up my sleeve or something. I've decided to work in the polytunnel and I'm going to take that gamble and hope that the frosts are not going to be harsh enough to damage anything in here, because we planted cucumbers about a month ago in here thinking that it'd be alright and the frost got them. But if there is going to be a harsh frost, I'm going to put a heater in here. So my next task is to get this area completely planted up with all of the veg for this year and weed it. Now it's lunchtime and let's check out the pate that I made yesterday. Through being so busy, we've had to resort to shop bread because I've just not had the time to bake my own bread. We do resort to shops here. We have got a backup. Oh, that's good pate. Summer has arrived in the polytunnel. Whew, it's sweltering. I'll be wringing me pants out after this. So that is the polytunnel completely planted up with all my veg. I've gone heavy on the jalapenos, but I like to call them jalapenos because there's a J there, eh? We all know that, ain't an H. So I've gone heavy on the jalapenos because a couple of years ago we had like surplus of them and we kept like stuffing them with cheese and coating them in breadcrumbs, and that was absolutely gorgeous. Anyway, another little story. A lady came to buy eggs the other day, and I think she might have been Polish, and she had 2 very young children with her, and her young children was sort of at the gate going, oh, look at all the ducks and all that and all the animals. So I said, would you like your children to come in and you can have a wander around the smallholding and feed the ducks if you want, and I give them some bread so they could feed the ducks. Anyway, so she said how lovely the place is and she would love to live on a small holding, but she comes from a busy town and is sick of it. But she came round again today, and as a thank you, she's got homemade kombucha. And I've heard about this stuff and I've heard about the health properties, and I've always thought of making it. So what I've done is I've got my special glass out. Look at that one. That only comes out on posh occasions, that does. So we're going to try this kombucha, and I've never ever tried it in all my life. I must admit, it smells a bit like vinegar. Looks a bit cloudy. Whoa. Oh my God. That is quite nice. Do you know, it's got a very slight sort of, yeah, it does taste the vinegar in a strange way. It's also got like, almost like a Coca-Cola-y sort of taste. It's like a bit of vinegar and a bit of Coca-Cola. And it is actually really nice. That is the first time I've tried kombucha. I've been watching a bit of YouTube this evening, and I've also been answering some of your comments that you left on my last video. But the day still ain't over for us yet. It is 11 o'clock at night and I've just watched the weather forecast and it says that we could get a bit of a bad frost. So I'm in the polytunnel covering up all my plants that I've planted today just to make sure. Look, we've put a heater on the floor and every new plant that I've planted is covered up with a pot as well. I am not being caught out by this bloody frost. Nature will not get the better of me. Right, it's time for bed. That's it, I'm out. Life on a small holding is constantly changing from day to day. There's always different jobs coming up and it always brings a good variety in life. So sadly that brings us to the end of another video. And I'd like to thank all my subscribers as always. Thank you so much and thank you for all your kind comments. And we'll bring this video to a close. Take care. I'll see you real soon. See you later. Keep safe and well.